So, if y'all have been following me for a while now, by a while, let's go with last autumn, let's say. You've probably heard me say that I wanted to do a video on the shoujo anime Kimi no Todoke. And that I've kind of been saying over and over again, I kind of had trouble getting through it. Not for any real particular reason, just when there's a lot of anime to watch and only so much time, and you kind of want to get videos on popular stuff out, you kind of have to put lesser things to the back burner. However, what I will say is that every time I put this show down, every time I kind of took a break from it for other stuff or had other just things going on in life, I always kept thinking about it. Like, it wouldn't go away. I'm very much a completionist and will watch something through to the end no matter how bad it is. But this was different. This was 100% I wanted to come back. Even if I had to kind of keep not going back, I always wanted to see what happened next. And it's funny because this show doesn't have like a super complicated story or anything like that. Basically, let's get premise out of the way right now. Kimi no Todoke follows 15-year-old Sawako, the class shy girl. She doesn't really have any friends. She's very introverted. Like I said, she's very shy. And because of this, a lot of the class has dubbed her Sadako after the evil monster from The Ring. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, this is a very old series by modern day standards. It includes the fucking Ring in it. But yeah, no, so Sawako is this very just quiet girl, doesn't really have anyone around her, and then things just sort of start to change. She starts talking to the class pretty boy Kazehaya, more on him a little later, and she also starts making friends with just two other girls in the class, two of the other kind of misfit girls, Yano and Yoshida. And that's kind of it. The show doesn't really have a ton happening. This isn't like, say, another popular shoujo, Fruits Basket, where there's like a fucking curse and magic and like love triangles. I mean, you can make the argument there's a little bit of that last one in there, but nothing really ever feels like it's consuming the story beyond just this girl as she kind of like comes out of her shell and makes friends and gets involved with romance and seeing everyone else kind of grow and change as a person as well. That's all the show ever is about. And in an era where we have like big over the top shows about the end of the world every 5 minutes, sometimes that's kind of all you want. Sometimes all I kind of want out of an anime is to just kind of be in a world with characters I like. And this feels like a show that has so much passion and love for the characters and story it's trying to tell. You kind of always just feel that infectious love for it. And again, it's funny because obviously the last video I got caught up on Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, and nothing felt more right after watching a studio-controlled, just overly long, poorly made commercial. Nothing made me feel better than being like, let's talk about something that should not have in theory kept going, that should not in the year 2024 finally got its third season after almost a fucking decade of nothing. Like, that's kind of insane, and I kind of want to talk about why I think that is. So, first and foremost, yeah, let's just go over the characters. They're fucking great. Everyone in this show is so fucking incredible. First and foremost, we have Sawako herself. Fucking look at her. She's so fucking precious and perfect. I just want to give her a hug and buy her a pony and tell her everything's going to be okay. And then she'll freak out because she'll overthink what the pony means and she'll fall off the pony and break her skull and die. And wow, I went pretty dark with this. I wasn't expecting this. But yeah, no, this is a prime example of how you do a very simple character right. This girl is very just aloof. She doesn't really know how to ever interact with anyone or go about a social situation. And the show always knows how to find that right balance of the drama of a situation and the comedy. This show is insanely fucking funny. Just every few minutes, there is just an incredible gag just bouncing off everyone's personalities and ineptitude about the world around them. And this girl is always at the center of it and always just the most fun with it. But what's always great about her is it's also never afraid to show like how these things are hard, how hard it can be when you don't really know how to go about a situation and when you're trying to work it out. And unlike a lot of shows that would gloss over it or try and go through it, this show's never afraid to be in Sawako's head for as long as it needs to. There's that genuine feeling of writing teenagers with respect and reverence. Teenagers, I often feel like in our society, are sort of treated as the worst possible age and group you are ever a part of in your life. Like, rather it's American media, Japanese media, or anything else, there is this emphasis that teenagers are annoying, they are insufferable, they are douchey, but they're also our number one demographic, so we have to lazily pander to them all the time. And I never feel like this show is doing that. This show feels like it's trying to show that what you go through as a teenager is important. What it means to feel romantic interest for the first time, what it means to long for connection, to have more meaningful relationships than just kid in class I talk to, I actually think is really beautiful and really nice to see. There is this belief that if we do a good job with the dialogue, with the character interactions, with the jokes, with the drama, you'll keep watching. That respect for the audience isn't always a thing. And you see that with everyone in this. Rather it's Yoshida's complicated relationship with best boy Ryu. Yeah, I'm saying it. I'm not going to go into it much because I want you to experience Ryu for yourself. Ryu is fucking perfection. Seeing how that relationship goes. Or rather it's Yano and a lot of the problems she goes through. This show treats everything with the level of respect it deserves. You always feel like you're going into things with this genuine understanding of what's happening. And on top of that, you have our love interest in this series. You have Kazehaya, who I think deserves his own little section because I'll be straight up honest. There are times this character makes me want to scream and throw my TV out the window. I know, right? I'm talking about how lovable everyone is and I'm saying this guy can drive me absolutely fucking crazy. But that's the point. This guy has a lot of issues of his own he is trying to work through. And the show does a great job of showing that simply just because he acknowledges he's in love with Sawako and that the two even do start dating and the way you see their relationship grow, those problems don't go away. This guy has a lot of issue communicating his emotions. He has a lot of issues putting those emotions in a context even he can understand. And because of this, you see how that can kind of hurt the relationships he has around him. He's kind of distant from people in a way he doesn't want to be. His relationship with Sawako is constantly strained because of his inability to communicate what he's feeling to her and how to then like act upon that. But that's the point. That's what makes him a great character, is that like everyone else, he is complicated. He is not just one stereotype. He is a mixture of good moments and bad moments, growth and decline. These things all people are, and this is why I really feel like this is a special series. This is a series that feels like it is made with this desire to show the beauty and pain of adolescence in a way I don't think a lot of shows succeed at. That is its ultimate overall theme, and I think it's very beautiful for that. And what's sort of, I think, the ultimate telling about there was passion behind the show is it did get that third season. Netflix 2024 was like, boom, here's the rest of the story. Is there more? I don't know. I want there to be more. But if this is it, the fact that like the desire to do more with it, that the passion to make more Kimi no Todoke was there for that long and the story got to come to its conclusion, I think is really special. And I think that makes this a special show that I think everyone should take the time and check out the things on Netflix. Everyone has fucking Netflix, whether you want it or not. So please give this show a try. It's very special. I feel bad because like my last shoujo review I did was pretty negative, I think. I don't know. That was like almost a year ago. But I'm here right now to be there for this show. As for problems, as I always do feel like I should take a minute to be honest and talk about the show's issues. Like I said, Kazehaya can get pretty grating after a while. I can imagine if you don't have the patience for it, it will be a little... I've heard people say he's a make it or break it for them with this show. Ryu, my favorite character, doesn't really get as much play as I think he should, considering how much time, especially in season 3, is dedicated to him. He kind of just comes in and out of the story when it feels like it. If you want to complain about the show being old, some of the animation jumps that happen in between 2 and 3 could be long. Also, I don't know how I feel about the weird hour-long episode format of season 3. Maybe just because I'm not used to seeing that with anime, or because I went through 2 seasons of it not being that. But at the same token, it probably ends up being about as long as the other seasons. I don't know. That's just kind of like little personal things. Also, Peen, the teacher. Really fucking funny. Always great to see this guy get his comeuppance for being a fucking idiot. But at the same time, I kind of can't help but feel he falls into that category of no one would ever allow this man around children, teenagers or whatever. But he's so fucking funny, I kind of want to forgive it. Also, there's a dog that just gets like mentioned twice and forgotten. Was that dog eaten by a bear? I don't know. Maybe he was. Maybe he wasn't. That dog didn't like Sawako, so it deserves to be eaten by a bear in my opinion. But yeah, no, that is Kimi ni Todoke, a genuinely beautiful, special series that I think deserves more love and more attention. I know it has a following, but I don't hear this get brought up compared to some other shoujos, even from the same era. Again, I'm not in that space that much, so maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but even if it is, it deserves more attention. But yeah, in the comment section below, give me your thoughts about this series. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What are some shoujos you like? Have you checked out Honey Lemon Soda? Because God knows I fucking forgot about that. And as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me next time where I think it's time to dissect Ari Ferreira.